Welcome to another installation of our help videos for the iFish Illinois data portal. Today we're going to walk through the process of submitting a stocking request, how to go about editing that request, show you how that request is approved, and then what to do if you need to edit an approved request. So first we'll start at the home screen, and I'm impersonating a fake biologist, Bob the biologist. And in order to create a stock request, I'm going to go ahead and choose in the hatcheries menu the requests. You will see only requests for the districts or watersheds to which you are assigned. Bob doesn't have any requests. Bob the biologist does not have any requests yet in the system. So we're going to simply use this button right here to create a new stock request. At which point you'll get a form. Pretty simple, series of selectors. I've assigned temporarily District 9 to Bob the biologist to join others who are managing that area so that we can see water bodies in District 9 that he has to choose from. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and choose our Natural History Survey research ponds. That way we know this is not a real request and easily findable. Within each request we want to identify the location where the stocking should happen. Say, so you might need to create a water body station for a boat ramp or some other location where the stocking truck is actually going to go. And so we're going to put these in pond number 1 at the Champaign research ponds. The purpose of this stocking is new. We're going to introduce this species into our ponds for the first time. We're going to start this stocking event sometime in 2019. And we're going to stock this fish every year for the next several years at least. So this is going to be an annual stocking. Let's say we're going to have that happen in May. That's our target anyway. That is usually dictated more by the hatchery production schedule, but it's a good way for the biologist to communicate in the request to the hatchery the desired time frame estimate for when they'd like those fish to be delivered. And then let's do something a little interesting, and we're going to stock some banded sculpin in our ponds. And in this case, we just need fish that are 2 to 4 inches long. That's our desired size range for this stocking. And we'd like, say, 500 of them. Okay. And we don't have any need to mark these fish coming out of the hatchery before they get stocked, but if you did and needed to communicate to the hatchery that you'd like these marked, you can choose any one of these mark types. As well as the subtypes. So for example, if you chose a fin clip, you have a whole array of fin clip codes here that you can choose from. But we're not going to do that with these today. And at this point, I'm finished. The approval are for managers only, and you can see it's not possible that Bob the biologist does not have the appropriate permissions to approve his own request. And so you'll go ahead and submit that. And now, if I refresh this page and clear the filtering, on Bob, and if I go ahead and search for sculpin, or anything containing the word sculpin, you'll see that here is that request I just put in, and it is lacking any information about the approval. This is a practice run that I had done a few minutes ago. So let's say at this point, for an approved stocking, or for a stocking request that has yet to be approved, Bob the biologist realizes that he made a mistake in his entry, and that it wasn't banded sculpin, but rather bantam sunfish. So all he has to do is use the edit button, calls up the record, and everything that he's entered is still there. And all it has to do is just change to the bantam sunfish, and go ahead and hit save, and you'll get the confirmation message up here. And if we go ahead and refresh and clear the sorting on this, and let's go ahead and just say we'll look for INHS ponds to see those again. So I'll just say contains INHS, and then here's the bantam sunfish request for 500, and there's that other banded sculpin request that I put in before. That's not the one I changed, that's the second one. All right, so here it is, and it's unapproved. So now let's say it's time for the regional managers and the hatchery managers to get together and go through all the requests and set the approvals. So in order for me to show you how that works, I need to impersonate an administrator. So I'm going to stop impersonating Bob. I'm now myself, and I have all the privileges I need to show you how to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and go here and look in the stock requests, and of course I'm going to see all of the stock requests in the system because I'm a manager. And so what I'll do is I'll see where approval contains nothing. Approval is we need a do not contain there, so contains is okay. So let's just do this. Let's just sort. There we go. That makes sense. And we'll look for the INHS. So we're going to do contains INHS. Sorry about that. Okay, that makes much more sense. And let's go ahead and sort by species. That'll put these two at the top because they're bees. And so here's the one that was already approved for banded sculpin. Here's the one that Bob just entered. And so all the manager has to do is go in to the edit mode and look at the record, review it, and the agreement is, yep, those can go ahead and be stocked. So we're going to go ahead and set the approval to approved. And we're going to set a decision date that was today. And then we are going to go ahead and say that those can come from the hatchery and indicate where we plan to produce those, and that's going to be at Little Grassy, and we go ahead and hit save. So now you can see here that both are now approved, the banded sculpin and the bantam sunfish. Now let's say after this approval process, Bob the biologist realizes that he doesn't need 500 bantam sunfish, he wants 5,000 bantam sunfish. Well, because the request has been approved, you can't just go in and edit it and maintain the approval. So what will have to happen is that first let me go ahead and impersonate Bob again by going to my little administrator tool here and impersonating him. It takes me back to that page. There are some natural history survey requests, and then this guy right here, the second one down, is the one we want to go ahead and Bob wants to change. So what he has to do is start a new stock request and fulfill a different stock request, create a new one. I'm going to go down and do INHS again, and we're going to do pond 1. Oops. There it is. And then this is a new stocking, and we're going to do an annual, and we're going to do May, and it's going to be bantam sunfish, and it's going to be fingerlings, and instead of 500, it's 5,000. Okay? And then we're going to go ahead and hit save on that. And when we come back, we see that we have the bantams for 500, the one we did not want, and the bantams for 5,000, the one we do want, that still now needs an approval because we've upped the numbers. But we also do not want the hatchery to deliver these, so we simply delete that. So basically, you've replaced an erroneous or the request that you need to correct. You've just replaced it with a new one and deleted the old one. And that is how you go ahead and edit a request that has already been approved. Now, of course, if a request like this one right here has not been approved yet and you need to change it, you have the ability to change it. And so you can come in and say it's not 5,000, it's 10,000. And go ahead and save that change. And then it'll be set up in the approval queue and ready to be approved by administrators for that number. So that is how you submit a stock request and edit it either before or after approval has taken place. You can also get creative with the intervals. If you have varying numbers or sizes year to year, you can use your biennial or triennial request and just create a request for that alternate year to year and not have to go in and manipulate each year. So go ahead and give it a try. And if you have any questions, always contact us at Natural History Survey and we'll help you out.